Hey, happy Monday. Okay, it's Monday. It is my day off from work. And on Mondays, I usually cut the grass. I'm working in the yard. I'm tending to my garden. But um, I wanted to come on live today. So, hence why I look like this literally, no makeup. I just took Sadora to the dentist, took her to her martial arts summer camp. So, yeah, it's a lot going on. And I'm so mad that I made it for 1 o'clock. I should have did it for later, but um, joke's on me. So, but welcome, welcome, welcome. I know this is very impromptu, but I have been getting a lot of DMs about the Rashid and Symone breakup. And a lot of people are, ironically, MJ says, "What lip gloss are you wearing?" I'm going to address you guys in a second, but I am wearing the Ruby Kisses Jellylicious. This is the lip gloss I usually always wear if you see me on live. So this is what I wear. Yeah, and that's literally I don't have any makeup on, anything. I was like, at least let me put some lip gloss on. So I don't look like I just woke up, literally. Um, so I just wanted to say that I had a lot of DMs about the Rashid and Symone situation. And previously on my single soulmates, I discussed briefly, especially like on the panels, about a situation that I was in where I kind of was bamboozled myself. And I was like, I should do a live about it. And a lot of you were like, do it, do it, do it. And then ironically, this situation happens, which I was like, dang, that is kind of close to home. I was like, is the universe trying to tell me like I need to do this video? Because I feel like with my story and with what happened with them, and I know a lot of you guys follow me from Ready to Love, from me being on Ready to Love, and you have followed my story. So you kind of know a lot, and you know the previous videos I've made on YouTube even before, because I don't know, a lot of you don't know, but I was doing YouTube before I was on TV. But relationships and dating has always been kind of something that was close to my heart because I've gone through so much in my lifetime. I am so sorry because it is during the day. I'm so sorry. I've been through a lot of situations in my lifetime dealing with relationships and different types of men and people that I've come across, and different conversations, a lot of conversations I've had with people because I love to talk to people. And I feel like that I should start talking about that more. Hence why I'm here today. And hopefully, this video can help someone that may be going through something similar to what I went through, and also with the Rashid and Symone situation, which is an unfortunate situation. But I am going to share my thoughts on their breakup, and I'm going to share some of my story, which is something similar that I went through. I always give bits and pieces, but I've never really told the whole story. But I'm going to spill it today. I'm at just a place in my life where, I really try to be the bigger person, and I really try to protect, the people like within my life that I've had these experiences with, these negative experiences with. And I do say a little bit here and there, but I don't really give the full story. I'm so sorry. That's the trash man coming, and my dogs want to bite his ankles. So if you want to give a moment of silence, but let's go ahead and like this video if you haven't liked the video yet, because you want to support me and my channel. If you don't, click a thumbs down. It doesn't matter. It still goes with the algorithms. If you are new here, welcome. Definitely subscribe if you have not subscribed. I'm going to give a quick shout out to you guys that are here with me right now. It is 117 of you watching. I appreciate you so much. Shout out to you. Hey, shout out to my soulmates that are in the chat. I love you guys so much. Thank you. Hey, Patricia, good to see you too. Yep, girl. They broke up, girl. The wedding is off. And if you guys remember, they were supposed to actually get married, I think in April. And yes, my hair is growing. It is growing a lot. And right now, I don't even be doing nothing to it. Yes, Blondie. I do talk about it here and there. Sabrina, does it seem that Rashid had I'm about to discuss all of that. Hey, Raymel, shout out to Raymel, my soulmate. I heard you too. Hello, peace and blessings to you. Happy Monday, everybody. Working out, but I can still perfect. Thank you. Hey, SJ. Hey. Thank you so much. Yeah, absolutely. All right. So let's get into it. First, I want to say shout out to you guys, the ones that slid into my DMs. I mean, literally while Rashid was live, it was like 1:00 in the morning or something crazy like that, my time. And people were like DMing me like the link, like Rashid is live, Symone and Rashid broke up, like dang. And a lot of you also asked me, was I going to talk about it? And honestly, I was not going to talk about it. But here I am, because like I said, I kind of went through a similar situation and this story kind of resonated with me. And because this is like a whole ready to love situation, I've tried to do other lives about other reality shows. It has not worked out. My schedule is so crazy, but yeah. So I watched the Rashid's live. And in the very, very beginning, he does talk about his childhood, like what happened, etc. And then towards maybe about 45 minutes into it, maybe 50 minutes into it, he does start to discuss, towards the end of his live, he starts to discuss him and Symone's breakup and why they are not together. And he discusses about, honestly, it was because of his finances. That's why it ended. When you guys were like, you should do a video, I started to kind of investigate the situation. I'm not as good as Symone, but I did look back at some of the older videos that they did. And I watched them on Ages and Stages podcast. Shout out to their podcasts. Hopefully they can one day, bring it back together. And they had such a great podcast, and when it came down to that, it was really, really good. But I'm sure maybe that won't happen. I don't know. I'm trying to be an optimist about the situation. But towards the end of when he started to go on about the reasons they weren't together, and after me looking at everything, I'm just going to start off by saying, in real life, and I'm going to keep this video all the way 100. I hope that I don't offend nobody that loves Rashid and Symone, because I need to put the disclaimer out there that I actually really love them too. Like individually, I had a separate relationship with them separately, because they were on my missing link. I did their interviews and stuff like that. And they're both really, really great people. But I will say that she said on their season of Ready to Love that, I'm not trying to deal with nobody broke, period. Like, if you don't got no money, I don't have the time. Like, she said it on the show, Ready to Love. When he got into the relationship with her, I'm sure he knew that. And honestly, his life was powered by money. Her life in a relationship sense was powered by money. I absolutely feel I should have moved that stuff. Sorry. Their relationship, especially when you're trying to build a relationship for marriage, when it's powered by money, most likely it won't last. It won't. Because even in marriage, love is not even enough. You know what I mean? So, but I did watch another podcast or a show on YouTube where Symone actually did an interview. It was on Too Loud magazine. Ready to Love cast and couple Rashid and Symone make nuptial announcement, etc. So it has 1.3 thousand views. It was recorded 5 months ago. Symone stated on there that, it doesn't even matter, honey. Like, you could pretty much have a cardboard box. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I love you, we're going to be together. So I was like, And maybe I'm thinking she said that in the sense of, you know what? This is the man that I want. It doesn't matter what we have. This is the man that I want. Like my thoughts on you got to have money, it doesn't even matter no more because I feel like it shouldn't. You know what I mean? It's money comes and goes, but the one does not. I'm going to say it again. Money comes and goes, but your soulmate, your twin flame, your whatever, your everything, it may never come back around, you know? So it just really made me feel some type of way. In his video, he states that he was a narcissist and he apologized to Denise on his season. I don't have no problems with Denise. I don't. But I will say this. He also read the definition of what a narcissist is. The definition that he read is a definition that actually could fit us at one point in our life. Everybody on this world, 7 billion people. At one point, we could be where we're self-absorbed and, you know, there might be tendencies for all of us, you know, and we probably had that time in our lives where we felt like that. But it doesn't mean that you're a narcissist. I wish he didn't self-label himself, self-diagnose himself. I actually watched It's J Dubs, which is another YouTuber. I watched his video about it, where it was his hot topics. And, you know, he mentioned that Rashid said that, you know, younger, he was growing up. And I'm gonna keep it real. I didn't watch the whole thing in the beginning. I did skip through it, but I did see that where he said that he had ADD. And It's J Dub made a comment about back then they hadn't even said that ADD, like that's what that was. And I was like, for real? So I feel like at this point, Rashid is in a place where he is trapped. And I've been there and I've talked about this many a times. And I've made these comments about how I was at the lowest point of my life 12 years ago. And it took me a long time to get to where I am right now, me as a person, because I wasn't a good person. And I feel like that's when, you know, you have like your midlife crisis, they call it, you know, you have like that moment of clarity, that aha, you know, I feel like that's what he's going through right now. And that's why he did the video, to pretty much kind of put everything out there. But what mind boggled me is how he started the video. How he, you know, talked about his childhood, how he talked about he was the golden child, how he talked about how he's raised, etc. And it made me feel like I get where he wanted us to understand. Because I know when I told a story, I'm like, no, I got to tell you the whole thing. I got to tell you how it started. You know what I mean? So it's like, I get that. But then it made me kind of think like I get all that, but where you're at now with Symone, I felt like he was kind of deflecting, trying to build a story. And I'm not saying it was a bad story, and I'm not saying, and I'm going to get to my thoughts and exactly how I feel, because I don't, like I said in the beginning of this video, I know it's a lot of people that love Rashid. It's a lot of people that love Symone. I love them both, but you know, I'm gonna keep it 100. I'm gonna keep it a buck. You know, because in the beginning, when he was saying all that, I was like, is he deflecting? Like what is he doing? Like, why is he making this video? And we all know Symone is the queen of receipts. She will pull your receipts. She will go in. She will pretty much let everybody know like how she feels about XYZ. You know, like you want to say, oh, okay. So I feel like, well, maybe he's making this video because he's trying to beat her to the punch, because she gonna make a video. So I felt like when I was watching it, like, dang, is he doing this to try to build the narrative, trying to build that story? So when she does come out, so instead of him trying to, you know, what's the word? Trying to you know, go to like, oh, she said this. Well, I got to come back for that. Oh, she said this. Now he has to, what is the word? You're trying to like save yourself. You're trying to, what is the word? Damage control. Yes. I feel like he was, you know, instead of him doing the damage control, he's like, let me do an 8 Mile, like Eminem on 8 Mile. I'm going to say everything. I'm going to do everything. And I'm going to just put it out there. And then she's the one that's going to have to be like, well, he said this, so this is the situation. She said, but he's already built that narrative in our brains because we saw his video first, and it's 3 sides to a story. So, but when it's planted and when the seed has been planted, it's kind of hard for us to forget. If Symone says something, we're like, but Rashid said, you know what I'm saying? So instead of Rashid being like, no, you know what I'm saying? So I felt like he was doing damage control. But I also, don't get me twisted, I also feel like he was sincere. He meant everything, you know, that he said. But I also feel like what was, you know, kind of like behind that, like, why did you feel like you had to come to social media and tell your story? You know what I mean? Because it very well could have been in reverse. It could have been where Symone did it first. Then how would we have portrayed this? How would we have thought about this moving forward? Because now we have Symone's story first. We don't have Rashid's story. So now we're sitting waiting for Rashid, like, well, what does Rashid have to say? What does Rashid have to say? You know what I mean? So him calling himself a narcissist kind of bothered me, because that's like me going, oh my God, golly, I'm so crazy. It's funny because Sadora does that. She's like, I'm stupid. I'm like, don't ever call yourself stupid. I don't like negative speech. I don't like negative talk. I really do. Like, I'm a fun person. I got jokes. I'm very sarcastic, but I really, really do try to stay positive, you know, as much as I can. And I don't even allow my daughter to say, I'm stupid, I'm dumb, I should have known, but I should have, like, no, honey, you're not stupid, you're not dumb. No, you're not a narcissist, Rashid. No. But what you are is you're very poor at managing your finances. That's what you are. Okay. He had on a necklace. This is fake. He on his Rolex. This ain't no Rolex. This is an Apple Watch. This is fake. He's like, I'm ready to come clean. But why? Doesn't matter, Rashid. There was a rapper, I want to say, I think it was Waka Flocka. No, it wasn't Kevin Gates. I can't remember who the rapper was. And shout out to you guys in the comment section. Shout out to you guys. It's 257 of you watching. I'm not looking at the comments right now, but I will in a minute, and we will address it. So he took off his fake Rolex. He's like, my house in my mama name, my car's in my mama name. This is fake. That's fake. There was a rapper. It was a very well-known rapper. He said, all my crap fake. He said, I like how it looked. I'm going to wear it. I'm not going to be out here buying no fake jewelry. He like, what is it going to get me? Am I going to get a return on it? He was like, it's not that serious. He said, guess what? I'm going to keep wearing it. I'm going to keep wearing it. I was like, because let me tell you something. If I see like, I know back in the day, I mean, even still, if I see a Gucci bag, but I like that bag and that bag $50 and it got Gucci on it, I'm going to be like, I don't care. I like the bag. I have a little Gucci backpack that I use, and I use it for like my everyday, like, you know, errands and stuff. Like, I don't use it for like when I go out to do something special, or it's my Bottega bag. I'm wearing this today. I'm going to this event. No, it's my everyday bag. Ironically, it has Gucci on. People come to me all the time. I like your bag. I'd be like, girl, thank you. Dudes be like, bag tight. I'd be like, thank you. I'm not going to be like, oh, it's fake. Who cares? Who cares? Nobody cares if it's fake because nobody really cares if it's real. I felt like he did the video because it kind of plays into exactly what he's doing, what he's done. I'm not going to call it he's trying to manipulate the situation, but I really do feel like that him making the video is he's still playing a part in what he's doing. Because for me, I wouldn't have said nothing. I would have went and said, you know what? I'm gonna go and live my regular life because that's the life that I'm about to have. And then I would have made a video about, hey guys, it didn't work out. You know, I'm sure y'all have heard the stories, but this is the new Rashid. Hey, let me reintroduce myself. I have a new podcast out called, you know, Rashid, Living Rashid, you know. I hope you guys can subscribe to my new channel. You know, I'm still doing cars. I'm still the car god. You know, and I just kind of feel like that's what I kind of wish he would have done. I actually was talking to a friend of mine and I was like, at that very moment, like, is when you realize, dang, I need a PR person. You know what I'm saying? So, but you know, I ain't nobody. So let me just say that I ain't nobody for real. These are just my thoughts and this is just my channel. I'm part of Ready to Love, part of the franchise and the show. And I just wanted to come on and talk about it. So I hope I'm not offending anyone because I see the numbers going up for you guys joining. I appreciate his honesty and I appreciate the fact that one of our Black men showed vulnerability, showed emotion, showed that, guess what? Like they can make mistakes and they can apologize for it. If he was a narcissist, he wouldn't apologize. If he was a narcissist, he wouldn't have made the video. If he was a narcissist, he wouldn't have cried on camera. But I don't know. I mean, I don't know, you know, but I know he's not a narcissist. So I wish that Rashid, you wouldn't say that anymore. You're a man that has financial issues. You don't know how to manage your money. You seem like a great guy, though. You know, a great guy. You seem like a great father. You seem like a nurturer. You seem like, you know, whoever you end up with is going to be very, very lucky. Subtract $250,000 worth of debt. Okay. Now, I'm going to say this to kind of conclude this, and then I'm going to go over to the comment section. Marriage is built, and I'm not going to go through because we all smart. We know what marriage should be built on. My thing is that Symone and him, they ran each other's credit reports when they first started dating. It was public. It was live. It was on YouTube. I think it was a whole video about it. So she pulled his credit. He even said in the video, like, you know, he's like, you know, I don't really, you know what I'm saying, got it like that. She like, you know, you're a car salesman or you're a salesman or an entrepreneur or whatever. I know you ain't got no money. Marriage is built on so many things. And I know $250,000 is a lot of debt. A lot. But for me, and I've always said this, like I said, money can come and go. Your soulmate, your twin flame, your person does not. From my understanding, alleged, she left him because of his finances. So my question is, because I'll live with somebody in a cardboard box for real. You know why? Because I've been homeless. I've lived in my car. I've stayed with friends while I got back on my feet. You know, it was a time in my life when my parents kind of disowned me. I didn't have anywhere to go. I had $20 to my name. I didn't have it. You know, I had to rebuild myself. I had to build myself back up. I was stuck. I didn't have food. I didn't have anywhere to go. And I had to figure it out. And I did. But I can honestly say that I personally would not have broke off the engagement because you were broke. Ain't nothing wrong with having your house in your mama name. My house was in my parents' name. It sure was. I was going through a divorce, and right before that, I had met my ex-husband at the time, and I wasn't sure about the marriage. I shouldn't have done it. That's a whole nother story, but I shouldn't have done it. But I was like, and I was wanting to buy a house. I said, Mama, just in case this doesn't work out, I said, can you put the house in your name? Okay, honey. Why? Because if this doesn't work out, after that, we were married only 30 days. I don't even count that relationship. You know, my car was in my parents' name, everything. But guess what? I was paying the bills. I paid my mortgage. I paid my car notes. I paid the insurance. I paid everything. It was just in their name. You know what I mean? I have fake bags. I got fake jewelry. I do. As a matter of fact, my, little fashion jewelry, that's fake. It's fashion jewelry. It's fake though. I don't always wear real stuff. These earrings, see them? Sedora, we were in Marshall's one day. She was like, and it was like my birthday. It was like last year or 2 years ago. And we were in Marshall's. She was like, Mommy, what am I going to get you for your birthday? I was like, baby, I don't need anything. And I was looking at the earrings. I was like, those earrings so cute. She was like, can I buy them for you for your birthday? I was like, but you don't have no money. She's like, no, you're going to buy them and I'm going to give them to you. These are the earrings. I wear them all the time. They fake. They look like real diamond earrings on the screen, but they're not all diamonds. They have like a hey, they're real cute. Anyway, they fake. I wear them all the time. I'm wearing them right now. I wear them all the time. I love them. You know why? Because she gave them to me. My daughter. $250,000 is a lot of money. Do I want to be married into that debt? Hell no. No. Would I leave you? Not this good ass man, and it ain't hardly no more good ass men around. Am I going to leave him? Nope. Sure not. But baby, I'm a lawyer. We're going to have to get some financial people involved, some credit people. We're going to have to get this thing right. I can't speak for Symone. I can only speak for what I would have done. We're going to get this thing right. Because let me say this. What if when they got married, he wasn't in debt? What if he was up 1.3 million in his bank account? What if 4 years down the road, something tragic happened? Nobody's at the door. That was me. Oh, I'll leave my security, child. What if something tragic happened and he wasn't able to work anymore? They started living off his savings. They don't have no more money. She gonna divorce him? I felt like in some of the videos that I've seen, I felt like some of the interviews that I've seen that she was willing to stick it out. But after I saw that clip, and it was crazy because on YouTube, let me tell you, YouTube work in mysterious ways. I'm scrolling, looking at stuff. And then all of a sudden I see the video with Symone in the beginning. She's like, hey, how are you? On Ready to Love. My name's Symone. Oh, no, I don't do broke. But in some interviews I've seen, with her and Rashid, it was like, yeah, I mean, as long as we can, so I'm just conflicted. Hence why I said earlier in this video, it's 3 sides to a story. So we really don't know why they broke up. We heard Rashid's side of why they broke up, but we didn't hear her side on why they broke up. You know what I mean? I feel like they should have not split up. If anything, they could have just stayed engaged. It's people I know that were together 20 years, got married, didn't last 8 months. I know it's people that's been together 20 years and have never been married. or they, you know, it just, everybody's different. But I think in their situation, because we're talking about them, that I would have stayed to try to figure it out. Because the man that I saw on the screen that Rashid presented to us in his video, the one that put it all out there, transparency, the truth, the kind of crying and everything, no jewelry, no nut on, emotional. That man that I saw on the screen is the man that I wouldn't mind. I'm not saying Rashid, but I'm saying, not that I wouldn't mind. That's what I'm waiting for. I'm waiting for a man like that. A man that is saying, this is me. This is who I am, flaws and all. You know what I mean? Him, I hope my internet. I hope that him and Symone can work through this. But like I said in the beginning of this, it was powered. It was powered by money. In a marriage, you need more than money. You need more than love. I hear y'all saying, Sabrina, that's not good. Sabrina, stop it. No, I want a man that's transparent. I want a man that's honest. I want a man that's coming to me just bare. I'm not saying, I didn't say that I wanted his $250,000 debt. I'm just saying I want a man that I would like, a man that is, I'm not saying an unhealed man. He definitely needs to go get some healing. Okay. But what I mean is a man that's like, this is me, flaws, I'm ready to do the work. What is the, oh, I'm like, what is that pimple on my forehead? But it's a dot on my screen. But yeah, so I'm about to tell you guys my story, which is kind of similar. And I did what Symone did, you know what I mean? But my story is a little bit more in depth. So let me go over here. Yeah. Styles by P says he was lying. That's the main thing. He lied, but he lied because he was trying to keep up a facade and he was trying to keep her happy. In real life, if she knew like he wasn't going to have no money and he didn't have no money, he wouldn't have got the girl. Period. He wanted the girl. So he, on top of the facade, he had to, like, that he was trying to portray to the world, he had to keep it up for her times 10, even more. You know? And I'm sure if he didn't have those things, she wouldn't have been with him at all. At all. She would have been like, you cute and everything, but I'm trying to be financially stable. I'm trying to build a foundation on, you know what I mean? I heard that her say that in one of, you know, the videos or Ready Love or something like that. And period. I get it. He lied. He absolutely lied to her. He been lying to us. He been lying. But I'm not going to sit and dwell on the fact that he lied. Like, what you going to do now, Rashid? What are you going to do now? Like, start your healing journey. Like, we want to see you heal now. You know what I mean? So I'm going to go into the comment section. Wonder if your wanting to stay should be the case if you were 25. I'm not sure what that means. Wondering if your wanting to stay would still be the case if I was 25. Honey, if I was 25, yeah, like I'm like, in real life at 25, I don't know, because me at 25, I wouldn't have been into anything that serious anyway. So I wouldn't care what his finances were. I wouldn't have cared. No, he said that his ex-wife and he is still the same. Too late. And this is the same pattern he had with his ex-wife over 10 years ago. He did get caught. He did get caught. But like, I don't think y'all looking at the bigger picture. He lied. He was powered by the money, but that's what was powered by her too. I mean, they both kind of sold each other dreams. Well, I can't say that because she kind of put it out there. She ain't sell no dream. She kind of put it out there like, yeah, I'm not trying to be with no broke dude. Sabrina, he wasn't being honest or transparent. He only came clean. Well, that's what I'm talking about, guys. Like, I'm talking about right now in the situation, not while they were together. You want a man that's honest? Well, he wasn't. No, y'all are missing the picture. Y'all are missing it. I can't. But lying to your partner is keeper. It's absolutely selfish. Absolutely. He was wrong. He was wrong. Period. Point blank. He was wrong. He shouldn't have did it. Yes, absolutely. She's still, I'm just saying, guys, like when it comes to marriage in your forever, do y'all realize that it's people out here that have done some really horrible things to their mate? Y'all are like, well, he lied, so yeah, she need to go. What the heck? Do y'all realize like it's people out here having kids with other women? Rashid and ironically, Rashid and what's the name on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta? He had a whole nother baby. Rashid and he had a whole nother baby. They've been together, what, 25 years? They worked through it. It's people out here that done slept with people's sister. That's cruddy as I don't know what. But I've seen stories. They still together. I mean, I've heard of stories about men stepping out with another man. As much as they was upset, she was upset, they still together. I'm just saying it's a far, I don't know. Maybe I look at marriage differently than he just lied, so I'm out. It especially if I feel like it's some things that you need to work on. You need to get some therapy. After you get a little bit of therapy, then I'm going to join you. I just feel like it's far more worse stuff going on in the world than what Rashid did. I'm not saying it's good. I'm not saying I'm condoning it by far. I'm about to tell you my story. I said I wasn't going to take too long on this, but, and you know, it is what it is. Yes, he did want Adriana first. And I've seen that on someone else's YouTube video. Yeah. About how, Symone wasn't even his first choice. She knew about his debt before. Absolutely. She sure did. She sure did. You kind of pitied him. You said he has no plan. What do you want me to stop? What do y'all want me to stop? Let me scroll down because it's a lot of comments. Let me scroll down. You are not the other person on the, it's easy for me to say. Okay. All right, let me go ahead and start my story. You missed a lot, Tyrone. Thanks for joining. And it's J Dub is in here too. I saw you. Shout out to It's J Dub. He shared he didn't tell her the full truth. No. Hello, Edna. Sabrina, in your last video, you stated you keep picking the wrong men because you weren't seeing the red flags. I see why now. Right. Absolutely. I did pick the red flags. But anyway, we're gonna keep moving forward. Because I'm not on here to gain people to agree with me or to like me more or whatever the case. I'm just on here talking about their story. And now let me talk a little bit about mine. So a few times on my panels, I did discuss how I was in a situation with a stylist, a clothing designer named Cass Flanagan. You guys can Google him. I think he's on Instagram. He has 122,000 followers. Of course, not all of them are real, but he has them. He paid for them. They're his. I when he and I first broke up, I remember I did a story. Someone interviewed me, and I was very what's the word? I was trying to tell the truth, but I was still trying to save face. I'm not going to say that I'm not trying to save it today, but I am going to be a little bit more honest about it. So this relationship that I was in 4 years ago, it was my last relationship with Kenny Cass Flanagan. Some of you actually may know him. He is a very known fashion designer and a stylist to the celebrities. He's dressed a lot of famous people. LeBron James, Beyonce's mom. He's dressed a lot of famous people. And he's worked with a lot of famous people. And when I met him, I was like, honey, I have hit the jackpot, you know. I was like, I have hit the jackpot. This is the best thing since sliced bread. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't believe I'd met him. We were in the same industry. We were in the same field. Oh, it's some of y'all actually inboxing me on Instagram about this live that we're on right now. I appreciate you guys. We were both fashion designers. When you go to a social media, so when I made these comments on all of my panels, you guys that watch my panels, now the story will start to make sense from the comments that I used to make. When you go to his Instagram, it looks like he is living his best life. He got the fake watch too, the fake necklaces. And, I didn't know all that stuff at first. Like I said, if you saw the caption of this video, it's like Rashid and Symone versus me and my kind of situation that's similar. He had the fake jewelry and all that stuff. And I didn't want him for his jewelry or his money and anything like that because I don't need it. I don't need nobody money. I don't need nobody jewelry. I don't need nobody cars. I don't need nobody houses. I don't need nobody to take me on no trips. I don't need no Chanel bag. I don't need, you know why? Because I have all that stuff and I got it for myself. I don't need y'all stuff. I don't need your stuff. I got my own stuff. I'm good. I don't flaunt it. I'm good. You know what I mean? When I met him, I was like, golly, he's successful. Like, that's what's up. Like, I'm a fashion designer. Like, I'm out here grinding. He out here grinding. Absolutely, I'd be straight, nice, nasty. Absolutely. Because I'm trying to be nice, but it's still a little, behind it, like, dang, like I got, it hurts. It hurts. So I know how Symone feels. It hurts. I'm still hurt by it. 4 years ago. Anyway, he's a fashion designer. I was a fashion designer. I was like, how ironic. I was like, oh my God, this is meant to be. Okay. I'm like, he doing a dang on thing. We come together. You know what I mean? We did a DC Fashion Week together. Like it was good, in the beginning from what I thought. I didn't realize at that point in my life when I had met him, I had done a lot of healing. Self-reflection, I had done that because previously, before that, I was in an abusive relationship. So I needed time to heal. But anyway, moving forward, when I got with him, I was like, dang. I was like, maybe this is a sign, like the universe is saying, like, like, this is the one, like, you've been waiting for him. I saw red flags in the beginning. I ignored them. I was like, no, this is meant to be. I'm tripping. Like, we're gonna work through this. The type of man that he is that when you meet him, when he talks to you, he is right in your face. And when he speaks, he speaks very good. He speaks very good. So you get drawn into the conversation that you have with him. It doesn't sound like he's lying. It sounds like, he's telling the truth. He speaks about God a lot. God, this, I'm here because of God, 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 if it wasn't for God, 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 God. I still don't know if he's religious, but he speaks about God a lot. I was like, wow, this is a great man. As time went on, I realized his jewelry fake, but I ain't gonna say nothing. It don't matter. As time went on, I started to realize, oh, I think he might be someone, what is it called? Gift of gab. I was like, I think he very well might have the gift of gab. I was like, let me go to his Instagram. You know how you click on somebody's picture, they got 2,000 likes. If you look at them, these people be from India. These people be from Europe. This person doesn't even look like that. The comments be like, you are super. I'm like, and if you scroll, it's hundreds and hundreds of these automated likes and comments. So I was like, so he on social media having people, I'm like, okay, so his jewelry fake. He lying on social media about his followers. Let me kind of investigate this situation a little bit more. So he told me he was at this event. So let me do a little backstory. Hence why Rashid did his backstory. Y'all gotta, if you're just now watching this, you just gotta watch the replay of this video. When I met him, he did not have a car. He was living in DC. He did not have a car. He said he didn't have a car because he was living in DC, which makes sense. It's a lot of people in DC that don't have cars. They Uber everywhere. They catch the metro. They don't have cars. I get it. He was living with his cousin in an apartment in DC. And I was like, it's cool. It's cool. He like, I'm good. I'm good. I'm getting back on my feet. You know what I'm saying? Like, at this time, this happened, whatever, I got set back. I'm like, okay, it's cool. Like Symone, I guess, did Rashid. I was like, it's cool. I'm a fashion designer too. We're going to work together. Little time had passed, working together, doing photo shoots. I'm helping promote his business. As a matter of fact, I stopped doing my business to push his business. Yeah. One day he came to me, Sabrina, my shipment, because he was getting his ship clothes from China, one of the places. He had his custom suits that he gets shipped from overseas. Sabrina, I was supposed to be dressing such and such. I had 30 suits that was supposed to come in. They ain't come in. I'm short, pretty much. My family asking me for this, my family asking me for that. I got all these people asking me, you know what I'm saying, for all this stuff, and I don't got it. Like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Like, damn, babe. I said to myself, you know what? Like, this is the man I want to be with this man. Like, I want to, like, I see a future with us. His future is going to be my future. So let me uplift him. Let me help build him up. And I wasn't making money like that. You know what I mean? But Sadora had a savings account. I've been single 4 years. He's my last relationship I had 4 years ago. Sadora had a savings account. I said, I got a little bit of money in there. Oh, I promise I'll pay you back. I promise I'll pay you back. I gave him $1,500 out of Sadora's bank account. I said, look, I don't got no money like that. I said, the money I'm giving you ain't even my money. And I said, but I know you're hurting. I want to help you. I am your mate. We're going to do this together. I gave him the $1,500. It took him almost 8 months to pay me that $1,500 back. I was still patient. Still patient. He asked me to marry him a couple months later. I said, yeah, of course. I'll marry you. At that time, when we would go out, so let me say this, when we would go out, when we would do things, he would pay. But at that moment when he was upset to me and he cried to me and I gave him that money, that was like the first situation, you know what I mean, that had happened. So he was taking me out, like, so I didn't think anything of it. So when he asked me to marry him, I was like, cool. I was going back and forth to DC. We were seeing each other. At this time, you guys know, I had, I was staying down south because, my parents were, my father was ill at the time. So I wanted to be closer to my parents to help them out. He asked me to marry him. And I said, yes. Whole engagement thing. Invited all these people. Posted it all over social media. So I started to have people in the industry and other celebrities and people like that. They started to know. So before this TV show happened, people knew who I was because I was engaged to him and he was a celebrity stylist. That was in August of 4 years ago. I think 3 years ago, 4 years ago. Yeah, this August. So after we were engaged, his cousin had his girlfriend. They were about to make major moves. They wanted to get married. They wanted to have a baby, etc. And they were pretty much like, yeah, you got to go. We need this apartment. You've been here 5 years. And for real, you was only supposed to be here 3 weeks. You got to go. So he was like, yeah, Sabrina, but he didn't put it to me like that. He just was like, they saying that I got to be out by this time, whatever. He was like, it's cool. I understand. And I was like, babe, we're engaged. Like, it's not that serious. I was like, just come live with me and then we'll figure it out. He came to live with me down south in my home. He moved all his stuff in. He didn't have a car. Most of his work was in DC. So pretty much almost during the weekends, 3 days out the week, he would go down there for like 3 days and stay up there. He would drive my car. I don't like to talk about my personal stuff, but I have more than one vehicle. The one vehicle that I had that he used to always want to drive was my 650 BMW. I'm going to talk about it now because her name is Janet. She gone. I don't be really liking people to know what I have, my license plate and all that stuff, because I like to ride incognito. Okay. But I had a 650 BMW. And I remember one day not even one day in the beginning. I was like, look, I don't want you to keep driving Janet because you keep putting miles on this car. 650 BMW coupe. They had low profile tires. Tires is $500 a tire. I was like, this is not a up and down a highway car. Okay. The other vehicle I had was a truck. That's what I would drive. I said, you need to drive the truck. The only place I'm going is really taking the Sedora school. Like, I ain't really doing, I'm running errands because I had my own business. I was working from home. I left my real estate property management job and I was just self-employed. So I didn't really need to be all over the highway. One day I said, you need to take the truck, Cass. No, you can't keep driving, putting miles on my car. No. All right, man. Do a Kojo. First of all, who you talking to like that? That's the first thing. Who you raised? Who you just raised? The second thing is that's my car that I've had, that I pay for. The insurance, I pay for all that. I had paid for all that. It did come a time where I was like, you need to pay some bills around here. So he was paying the insurance. And at that point, I think that's when he was like, if I pay the insurance, I'll be able to drive the car. The story is not even good yet. So anyway, I said, red flag. So red flag, red flag, red flag. I'm like, all these damn red flags, but this is about to be my husband. I'm gonna marry this man. We're gonna work this out. Now, when he come back home, I'm gonna have to have a talk with him and we gonna see what's about to happen. Time goes on. It's getting closer to us about to break up. Time goes on. The COVID happens. He living with me. He had only been living with me like a month and a half. I remember one morning, let me say this about Kenny Cass Flanagan. He is an amazing stylist. And when I met him, because he was a fashion designer too, when I met him, I'm thinking, because I sew, where's my sewing machine? Oh, I took it downstairs. I sew. I taught myself how to sew. And I told that story before in one of my videos before I was on the show. I started sewing in 2002. I was homeless, whatever. I had to figure it out, whatever. I was in the dance industry and I used to make dance clothes for dancers, strippers. Okay. I used to make their clothes and that's how I made extra money. To get me out of a slumlord apartment that actually burnt down 3 days before Christmas. But that's a whole nother story. When COVID happened, I woke up one morning. He was devastated. He couldn't go out to his clients. Y'all need to go back and watch the beginning of this video. Y'all can watch the replay. I woke up one morning and he literally was crying and tears, snot rolling down his face. Oh, I thought you was talking about his mom's, my mom's. She wasn't, I don't know if she was paying the mortgage, but I know my house was in my name and my car, everything, but I was paying all my stuff. I just needed my mom to do that real quick for me while I got out of that marriage. But anyway, I thought you was talking about me, my bad. Snot running down his face. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm talking about boo-hoo crying. I said, I'll be back. Where you going? I said, I'll be back. I'm so sarcastic. I'm so silly. I went to the fabric store and I went and bought a bunch of different fabric. I think I spent like $150 on fabric. I came home. He was in the living room on his phone, as he always was. Face stayed in the phone. That's one thing, red flag. I will never be with a man that has his head in the phone like this all the time. Never. Like this all the time. I remember when he was living with me, he was in the bathroom for 2.5 hours. I was like, you all right? I had another bathroom in my house, but I was like, you all right? Yeah, I'm good. 2.5 hours that man was in the bathroom. I'll never be with a man like that ever again. Always on his phone. Walked in the house. He was looked up. I said, we about to make face masks. He was like, what you mean? I said, we about to make face masks. I said, you have the following. I'm not, okay, yeah, 122 of those people, not all his followers, but he still got a following. Meaning it's a lot of people out here that really doesn't know who he is, and they will support him to his dying breath. Because he will go and tell everybody Sabrina is lying. Sabrina is crazy. Sabrina is a narcissist. Sabrina is selfish. Sabrina is jealous. Sabrina is. So you have those kind of men out there. He's one of them. That's what he did to me. Hence why after we broke up, a lot of people didn't mess with me. A lot of people didn't want to work with me. I said, we about to make face masks. He was like, for real? I said, yeah. I said, you're going to use your people. You're going to promote it on your Instagram. At that time, I think I had like 1,500 people following me on Instagram. I ain't really have no following. I said, you're going to promote it to your people? I said, I'm going to sew them. He was like, for real? Yeah. I said, we need to sit down. We need to talk about how we're going to market this. How much we going to charge. Excuse me, everyone. How much we going to charge, how we going to ship, everything. We going to make Instagram page. You're going to run it since you want to be on your phone all day. You're going to run it. And we're going to call it Say Cass. Say, Sabrina, Say Cass. Kenny Cass Flanagan. Say Cass face mask. He made the account up. I would make face masks out of the material that I had. Started promoting it. Face mask, $25, $30 face mask, whatever. Started getting orders in. Made a lot of money. Let me back up just a little bit, real quick. After he asked me to marry him, we went to the bank. Opened up because we were about to be married. Open up a checking account so we could put money in there so we could start paying bills together. I had my account. He had his account. This was the bill account. The lady asked me, Sabrina, you have amazing credit. You have like 780. Would you like to get a credit card in your name? I was like, excuse me, I got enough credit cards. I don't really need another credit card. He like, just get it, babe. I got the credit card. This was like in December. Started doing face masks. It got to the point where we were getting 50 to 100 orders a day. It was a job during COVID. I used to wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning, and I would, if you've been following me, my original, like people that are just like people that were following me with the 1,500 people before I was on the show, you guys remember I would be on live. I would post videos. Hey guy, I'm still sewing. I would get up at 6 in the morning and sew, and sometimes I wouldn't finish until 1 in the morning every day because we were stuck in the house every day. Made a lot of money. As time went on, one day I said, let me check this credit card. because, you know, money is funny. COVID. Money's funny. Let's use this card. Spending balance was $8,000. It was maxed out $8,000. Card was in my name. He was an authorized user, but we got it because of my credit. I said, Cass, what the holy I should be? I'm not about that life anymore. I was heartbroken. It's like, what? It's like $8,000. I'm gonna pay it back. I'm like, you damn where you absolutely you are paying it back. Absolutely you are. I'm not looking at the chat right now. So. Every week we paid ourselves from the mask. I paid him, I paid me. We put the money back into the bank so we were able to continue to get more supplies. Mind you, I was behind the mastermind of the whole business. I did all the sewing, all of it. He put the string in the mask, but he didn't sew not one mask. He doesn't know how to sew. Okay. When I saw that, I said, you need to take some of that money and you need to pay some of that bill. But I got to pay this and I got to pay that and my kids, my da, 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 da. I was like, well, you need to figure it out. COVID was dying down, not a lot, but it was kind of, you know, people were like, I'm about to be back outside. We shouldn't have been outside, but a lot of people started to go back outside. People needed stuff. He like, oh, I finally got a job, da, 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 da. And this is moving forward. He would go get in my 650 BMW and go drive to DC to his clients. During that time, I didn't trust him. At this point, I didn't trust him. So I started looking into some things and I started to look into that credit card statement. Not only did I see the balance, I saw where he had been prior to COVID. Oh, you was hanging out at the bar on this date at this time. Oh, that's when you got back from LA and you said that you was going to but you was at the bar and you spent $300. What? I remember that specific week, I told you I needed money for the light bill and you said you didn't have it. I remember on this date, you took me out. Oh, babe, don't worry about it. I got it. We're winding backwards. Oh, babe, I got it. I'm going to pay for dinner. $300 meal. Oh, my boo loved me. This is before. This is earlier. Because now we're talking about the credit card bill. I'm looking back at all the charges. You know what I'm saying? Looking back at all the charges. He paid for dinner with my card. His clients would give him money for their outfits, their suits and their gowns for prom. I'm going to give him a $500 deposit. The dress $2,000, balance $1,500. He would go spend that $500, but he would go to the dressmaker and pay with my credit card. So I'm looking at all these charges, and I'm like, he been bamboozling me from the beginning. So I called him. I need to talk to you. Not right now. I'm in the middle of my. Okay. We're going to fast forward. He's out somewhere. And at this time, he's out and I had to do something or something. He had to go down the street to the store or something. He had Sedora, my daughter, with him. They went to the store, get some food, pop out, I don't know. Came back. He on the phone with one of the women that he used to date back in the day. Having a general, regular conversation in front of my daughter. Anyway, I end up talking to this lady because it was something on his phone that he was on. And I was like, he was showing me something like my ex-husband did. And the lady with her titties popped out in my husband's phone. I was like, who is that? Who is that? So I think that's what he was doing. I was like, oh, you still talk to her? He like, yeah, let me show you. Through the phone. I said, you still talk to her because you told me you don't mess with her no more because she wasn't crap and she was this and she just was using you for clout because she just was trying to get jobs because she I was like, oh. Make a long story short, I think I contacted her and she and I, we knew of each other. So I want to say, I think I contacted her. I don't really remember the story, but we ended up speaking and we ended up talking for like 2 hours. I'm going to just speed stuff up because I don't like dragging stuff along. And this live is getting to be longer than what I wanted because I got to cut my grass. We ended up talking and she ended up telling me like, yeah, he told me that he couldn't wait to move out your house. He was breaking up the engagement. You nagged all the time. You was insecure. Never did that. When he would be out, I'd be like, all right, boo, have a good time. He was actually one of the people that was like, that I dated was like, you don't never text me. You don't never call me. When I'm in LA, I've only heard from you. I'm like, but you're working. Like, you're working. I may send like a miss you babe text or whatever, but you're working. I'm not going to blow you up. You just told me you was hanging out with your friends. I'm not going to blow you up. I'm not going to do that. You don't never call. I'm dang. She was nagging me. She be harassing me. She's so insecure. That's one thing I'm not is insecure. And anybody that really knows Sabrina knows I am not insecure by far by no woman or no man ever. Okay. Took me a long time to get here, but that's one thing I'm not is insecure. I was like, wow. I said, well, did y'all sleep together? Yep, we slept together. What? Y'all, so y'all was, yeah, we slept there. Remember that time when he said that he went to go do that wedding in Maryland and didn't he come home with some crabs from the wedding? She said, yep, that was the night. We was together. As a matter of fact, we was together. This night we was together. She said, I was like, I said, well, I hear you. And I said, but it's just hard for me. Like, I need proof. So she sent me receipts. So one night they was in the car and she had them on record. She sent me the recordings. So it was video, it was video. So she had the phone down here. So he had to go up to the apartment, He had to go in his apartment. Mind you, he was in my car. He was in my truck at that time because I wouldn't let him drive my car no more. He was in my truck. I saw my truck in the video. It was my truck. So he had just got off the phone with me. As a matter of fact, one video she sent me, I was on the phone with him and she recorded it while I was on Bluetooth. So she was like, what did she say? So this was another video, because she had just got in the car and I think I was getting off the phone. And I was like, all right, babe, I love you. He was like, I love you too. And she was getting in the car. He was like, man, I'm sick of this. But I'm going to tell y'all, I know exactly the time she's talking about, but it was actually a good conversation. Like, it was like, oh my God, I love you. He was like, I'm so excited. I'm getting back on my feet. I was like, I'm so proud of you. Because mind you, he's in DC. I'm so proud of you. He was like, all right, babe. Hence why I was like, love you. He was like, love you too. It was a great conversation. I remember that night. She recorded him. Well, what did she say? Is she okay? Man, I'm sick of this. Some men are very good, man. I'm sick of this. Like, she always got something to say. She got a problem because I'm up here trying to make money working. That's not how the conversation went. So that night they were supposed to actually be intimate, but She said that they didn't. Let me just say that they didn't. She said, let me ask you something, Sabrina. She said, that truck he be driving in, is that his? I said, girl, you better check the glove box. It's like that. She said, well, what about the car? I said, come on now. I was like, no, I was like, they're my vehicles. She said, stop. She said, you know, he told me that that's his truck. She said, I specifically asked him. She said, I got in the car. I was like, oh my God, you got a new truck? He was like, yeah. Yeah, you know, because since I'm, you know, back and forth, you know, between here and DC, he like, yeah, I couldn't, you know, I had to just get my own truck, my own vehicle. Speeding up the story. It's so much more, y'all, but I'm not here to talk about everything. Speeding up the story. I ended it. I actually we called her on three-way, and Sadora told me about the phone call that he was on, and you know, it was a mess. And I ended up calling off the engagement. He was living in my house, and I told him, I said, you need to pack your stuff and you need to go. I said, unfortunately, I can't do this. Everything about him was a lie, down to my damn wedding ring. He told me that he had got it custom made from a jeweler. I didn't care, you know, at the time. I was just like, you know, like me and my man, like, dang, I finally found him, you know what I mean? And earlier in the beginning. He said he got my ring custom made. When all the lies started to pop up, it was so much. All the lies started to pop up. I started to say, God, I want to know what else he lied about. I was curious at this point, before I broke the engagement off, because I was like, am I making the right decision? Like, I was still in a place where I was still questioning myself. Like, am I making the right decision? You know, but at that point, I was like, I'm good. But as, you know, time went on, I was like, yeah, I'm good. Found out the ring was from Costco or Sam's Club, one of them. Doesn't matter. It was a beautiful ring. Beautiful. The fact that he said he got it made from his jewelers is what kind of like made me be like, dang. Like, you ain't had to lie. Like, lie for what? You didn't even have to tell me where you got it from. You could have just said, will you be my wife? Here's your ring. He also had a situation where, so I'm going to say this. And I'm not going to sit here and say alleged for none of this crap, because it's all true. It's my life. I have receipts. In my lives, I always be like, you really, time will always tell. You just need time. Don't rush into anything. All my panels, I always give little clues and stuff. Now I do my work, but then I didn't. And because of that relationship, it taught me a lot about myself. Hence why I was single for 2 years before that, before I started dating, before I went on the show, because I wanted to make sure that I was ready, because I wasn't ready, not even for him. So one day I said, let me Google him. I actually did that to 2 of my exes. I said, let me Google him. The 2 men that I was engaged to within the last 11 years, I was engaged to 2 men. The first one, I was like, God, I need a sign. I Googled him. That's when I saw that he got arrested for the sting operation, the undercover sting operation. And then this time with him, I said, well, let me kind of Google him. I didn't ask him about it at first. I was kind of waiting for him to tell me. Well, he had kind of told me, and then I Googled it, but he kind of told me the backstory behind it when I Googled it. because I had heard, but I was like, I don't really know. But I didn't Google him, and I should have. And I should have learned from my last relationship. I should have learned. I didn't Google him. Should have Googled him. I Google everybody now. Google. So when I finally saw the story, I was, kind of intrigued. This was early on. This was a little early on. And the story that he told me, because at this point, like I said, he was the best thing since sliced bread. And I believed him. I believed the things that he said, because I told you got to watch the replay. When he in your face, you believe him. The way that he talked, you don't think that this man is lying to you. It's like somebody in your face and they preaching to you about something and they trying to tell you and they trying to give you advice and they like, yeah, my word is bond. Like that's him when he talks. I believed him. When we finally broke up, that was one of the things, because when I ended it with him, I was like, I don't need to know nothing else. But it's one thing I do need to know after I Googled him. I got in touch with the person that he said was his parole officer. He told me, like, literally, he would make up stories. Y'all don't understand. Like, this man would just make up stories, stuff I don't even ask him about. Yeah, like they told me, like when I went down to go see my PO, like my PO be coming to see me at the house. When I went down to see my PO, like I would walk into the police station, they'd be like, man, you need justice. Like they still doing you wrong. They still do. Like he would make up stories about his life that was not true. Everything about him was a effing lie. Everything. And he's still to this day telling people these stories that are lies. Lies. So yes, when y'all say, when whoever said in the comments, dang, Sabrina, I still see why you still single, because you still ignoring him now. You have no idea. I give people grace, but I would never put myself in a situation like this or a situation like Rashid and Symone ever. Okay? Ever again. But I give people grace. Go down to the police station. You was wrong, man. You was done wrong, ass man. People always, you can ask my cousin. My cousin was there. He know the whole story. That didn't happen to me. There was one thing after we broke up, I wanted to know the truth. So the person that he said was his PO officer, I hit him up. I was like, hey, what's going on? I hit him up for a whole nother different reason, because it was business related as well. But I was like, well, now that I got you in the chat, I said, let me ask you something. I said, I know this is far-fetched and this is like off the topic and everything. And I said, but I really just got to know, because he was in the field of that. And so I knew it could be true. You know what I mean? I said, so did that really happen to Cass? I said, because since you was his PO. He said, what? Mind you, this went on for months and months and months. I got to go to my PO. I got to see my PO. My PO. The whole time we was together, stories. I got to see they did it. The whole time we was together. Finally got in touch with the PO after me and him broke up. It's the only thing that I questioned about him. Like, was it true? Hit the PO up, asked him. He said, what you mean PO? He was like, I ain't no parole officer. He was like, I work in investigation. He was like, I'm a detective. He was like, what are you talking about? I said, well, he told me that whenever he would see, because y'all got to see him like once a month or something, or you come to his house or something, y'all, like he said, you be coming to his house and everything, like you got to check on him and make sure he's still living where he living and all this other stuff. He said, Sabrina, I am not a parole officer. I am not his PO. He said, but I'm at work right now. Let me check. He said, oh. He's like, oh, yeah, I remember this story. He did it. He said, everybody know he did it. At that very moment right there is why, not to get emotional. Y'all know I be getting emotional sometimes. Is why I am single. And I refuse to date just anybody anymore. Yeah, background checks, you need to do them. Check your credit, check all that crap. Check it. Google the person. Check it. Check it. At that very moment, I said to myself, what have I done? I didn't want to take his word for it, but like I said, that was the only thing I really wanted to know. So I started to talk to people. I started to ask questions. And at this point, he was already going on Sabrina bash campaign. Sabrina crazy, don't work with her. Don't even talk to her because she gonna say that I did this and I did that. He literally bashed me all over, everywhere, to the celebrities, to people in the industry, to the DMV area, stylists, models, people in the entertainment business, everybody. He talked so bad about me. So they would never come up to talk to me. It's people that are in production companies that won't work with me, won't speak to me, nothing, because of what he did. He don't want them talking to me. I've never talked this freely about this situation. After talking to a bunch of other people, a lot of stuff came out, stuff that I wasn't even asking. People just started telling me stuff. But everyone told me that what he got arrested for was true. I'm not saying I am perfect. I'm not saying that I know that I have made a lot of bad decisions in my life. And I've made some mistakes. And I try not to beat myself up about those things, but I really do try to learn from them and to do better and to be better. So you guys can Google what he was arrested for. I think it was in 2007. But let's just say that every day it's like I have to forgive myself because I had my daughter around this man. Because I wanted so bad for it to work and I ignored the red flags. That's why I say I will never, ever just jump into another relationship. I will take my time. So when I say Rashid and Symone situation, it ain't good, but it ain't bad. And plus, you never know what people really have gone through. So, that's why I say I really try to give grace, because I've personally been through a lot in my life. So for a man to say, oh, you were bullied as a kid, like your ex-boyfriend that's in jail that murdered his ex-girlfriend, but you were his girlfriend at the time, he almost murdered you too and put a gun up to your head. Oh, you were homeless. Oh, you've been in domestic violence relationships. Which he bashed me on social media too. He did what he did a Rashid when, she crazy. My ex-husband, he put his hands on me too. Oh, she got all this trauma, Sabrina. You know what I mean? So like you just never know like what people have gone through. I pray for Rashid and Symone. I do. I pray for Cass. I do. But it's hard because his debt got up to $12,000 with me. To this day, I'm still paying off $5,000 worth. I don't have to say alleged. I got receipts. Still paying off $5,000 worth of his debt. I'm a single mom. I'm busting my ass. It's hard. And now I'm dealing with this man's debt. There's another lady he actually did this to. I'm not going to say her name. Of course, he told me all lies about her, but exactly what I heard he did to her, he did to me, but she took it real hard. She actually left social media. It's like she fell off the face of the earth. It really hit her hard. It hit her hard. No one knows. I mean, people that know her, I've heard that she's doing well, but she's off of social media. And this is like 6 years ago or something like that. She's a beautiful girl too. Very beautiful woman. He did the same thing to her, left her credit up and everything. So all this to say is that I pray for Rashid and Symone. Unfortunately, he made his bed. He has to now lie in it. I hope this is a wake-up call for him. I do believe genuinely they loved each other. But I can say this. I would never date this dude that I just explained. You know what I mean? Do I forgive him? Yeah. Am I mad? Yeah. Am I hurt? Yeah. Does it depress me sometimes? Yeah. Because when emergencies happen, I have to dip into the emergency fund, but I still have to go and pay this $300 note that he's left me that I wasn't expecting to spend. So now I have to maybe, instead of getting $200 worth of groceries, I might have to get $100 worth of groceries. You know, instead of our normal Friday pizza nights, I have to go buy one and I have to make it. You know what I mean? So, and it's cool. It's cool because I made my bed and I lied in it, you know, and I'm lying in it now and it's cool. But to conclude, I haven't even looked at the chat. I am so sorry, guys. But to conclude, I'll look back at it. I hope y'all weren't too hard on me. I hope y'all weren't too hard on me. But to conclude, take your time. Don't rush into anything. Make sure you do your research. And yeah, you have to be mindful of who you are about to marry, because I stated in one of my panels, and I'll say this now, when I was with my ex-husband, I didn't, we loved each other. We got into a relationship. We got married. It was quick. It was quick. I didn't really know this man. Hence why it only lasted 30 days. But after I married him, he was a narcissist. He really was a narcissist. Rashid is not a narcissist. He's a narcissist, my ex-husband. But when I married him, I married into his family. And some of his family did me dirty. I remember one time when his son and his daughter came, his son and his son's baby mama, they didn't have anywhere to go. And I allowed them to come into my home and they stayed with me. I remember his son came into the room one early morning, and ironically, I had on little to nothing because I was sleeping. It was like 6 o'clock in the morning. I was sleeping in my bed. And he literally walked right in my room and was right in front of my bed and was like, are you cooking? His son was like 22 or something like that. I was like, yeah, but you need to get out of my room. Went to my husband, told my husband went off on me. So what you trying to tell me? My son ain't like that? He went on me. Definitely be mindful of the people that you bring around your children. It's a dangerous world out here. It's predators out here. It's people that want to use you. They will try to manipulate you, and they will try to manipulate the people around you. Anyway, just have to be careful. I pray for Rashid and Symone. I really hope that they can at least be friends and be cordial. And yeah, that's all I have to say about this. I'm gonna go over to the chat for a second. Yeah, I'm sure it's a lot. It's a lot. Anyway, yeah, it's a lot. I'll catch the chat later. It's a lot. I love you guys though. I hope that this video can inspire someone and can teach someone something. Like I said, I have never really been this vocal about my situation and what happened when Rashid and Symone, you know, the lying, it resonated with me because I got caught in a lie. I'm still paying for mine. I always say that this is the most expensive relationship I've ever had. You know what I mean? Because at this point now, he's not paying for anything. He used to pay like little payments here and there. It's crazy. Like, FYI, guys, if you have a bill that's $150, don't just pay 60 on it because that's just the interest rate. You'll be paying forever. Okay. But I love you guys. I love you, my brothers that are out there. I love you, my sisters that are out there. Thanks for taking the time to watch this. Like I said, I really hope that this video helps someone. If you liked the video, for the support, definitely give me that thumbs up. If you're new here, shout out to you. I hope that you find this channel interesting and you would like to subscribe. But I want to say tonight at 8 p.m., I'm going to be going live again. And it won't just be me talking about the Rashid and Symone situation. Hence why I didn't want to go too deep into the Rashid and Symone, because I'm going to have some people with me that's going to be talking about it with me. Tonight, 8 p.m. All right, guys. Love you so much. Talk to you later. Happy Monday. Stay safe. Bye.